Greetings and loves to you know. Yeah, we here at the music links to you know. Incient Rootsman, Lady B, you know. Righteousness to you know. Still the da. Get them out of this last side first. Alright then, you were crying out, and I know say what this all about. The tiger that the hate and the grudge. They crying out for the love, well, the whole world is crying out. He's best not to say yes to sorrow. 500 kids are spent years alone. Time they go and see if we got them on them one. They can't let us see them can't run no bread. Hababa Jana, you never fail. And you get some best on your food. I just wanna see them guide and protect the kids. They put the was a plan. And then tell it, nobody worry. That's where you fret. I heard me a sip up, me say no blind garret. I want a just the other pin of him before the footstep. Just still you bit piece of bit bun count a bit repatriation till I must. Do want to forgive my enemies necessary. Like Malcolm X, if I said you then I go bow. Till you don't need a check. If you let's say Babylon, I would have run you to reckon they call for that. Them one bounce so line check. You're curbing up the life. Yes, and direct. Be humble of the 10. Grow speed in the naked. Remember that the ticket on them up to nourish. And here be you know say yes to little children. Remember say the years them well protected. Just make sure your knees just see whole of them med. They good over evil, me see life over them. Why? Whole world crying out. And I know say what it's all about. Tired of the hate and the grudge. They crying out for the love. A pure true face and monkey rich. Well, after big you know them don't spend no cash. Pure pocket then. Hey look to the east and you say black and reverence. But until you negotiation that make you tense. Don't need a ghetto separation then. But every black big machine them a rents. You know team me tell them Marcus Garvey me say strength. Head one mother pop don't like no weak fence. And they said that CID first, she land defense. But the straight and in a bug, but not the cookie than the bench. Royalty she not got to no need no paradise, be no pimp boy. The whole world crying out. And I know say what it's all about. The tiger that the hate and the grudge. They crying out for the love. The whole world is crying out. He's best not tell them yes to sorrow. 500 years I spent tears and blood. Time they go and see the boy. Well, women they pan the Rasta man camp boy. Them ready Sylvie just a French camp boy. Niggas see my Mr. French jam. And you still a see I never to keep the island of the lamb boy. Turn up this song, boost up the ham. Put out all the fire and the bomb. Don't just get bump. But the crap you know them can't put no clam. Blaze the fire no time for them. Me no run boom. The whole world crying out. Only Emmanuel I Selassie Joe Rastafari. Spatical love, you know. Blazing fire. Yeah.
Yes, you guys heard the one and only, the one, the only, the one. Hold on. Check. Yes, man. Welcome to the Music Link, you guys. Welcome to the Music Link. Lady B right here.
Greetings and love, family.
Did y'all like that fire? Can I get some hearts? Did y'all like that fire he was burning? Can I get some hearts? I know y'all there.
Heartical love, you know.
Bless her. Look, I'm all out of breath. That energy. That's how you want people to perform, okay? The vibe, that's what I'm saying. The vibe is nice and sweet. I didn't even perform, but let me catch my breath.
Correct, man. We see the hearts in my pop-up, so people don't feel the heartfelt love. Bless it, love. Bless it, love.
If you guys didn't know, Rootsman, he make his own natural juices. So if you see him on the road, anywhere you see him, ask him. Trust me.
You have to sip up on them antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial juice right now because you see, son, I'm try to inoculate the world. We got to depend liberty right now. Heights of liberty right now.
Especially in this time right now.
You know, so we already depend it, but in this time it's very, 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 very a necessity to the preservation of your life, you know?
Yes, I. Rootsman. Now, you guys, thank you for tuning in to the Music Link, Los Angeles. This is Lady B, and I'm just here to share some of our artists that's in LA that you guys don't know about. Not even just LA, but just artists. I'm trying to make this a home where you guys could tune in and find out about people, things that you didn't know. If you've seen them and you didn't know what was going on with them, now you know. Rootsman. Now let's start with your name, Rootsman.
Sorry.
Was that a name given to you, or did you just come up with the name on your own?
Well, it was kind of like an acquired, you know, brand. Because, you know, as a youth, them see I was, you know, one always, most of the time I was around big man them, you know.
Rastaman.
Yeah, big Rastaman them. And I said, yeah, this is a Rasta youth, you know, and it's a root shoot. And so it kind of like something that kind of like graduated with me through the years, you know. Until, you know, ones and ones start just brand me as a Rootsman still, you know. I'm, you know, a man that kind of like more along the old time tradition, even in this modern time, still, but we uphold certain things that were grandparents and, you know, greater grandparents and my foreparents that do still. And so
it's crazy because I ain't gonna say your name, but when I met him, that wasn't the name I got. So when I heard people was like, a Rootsman, and I saw him, I was like, no, that's somebody else.
Yeah, well, you know, I was sealed with an Ethiopian name from birth, you know, Enoch. You know?
Enoch, yes.
Yeah, so my Ethiopian seal from birth is Enoch, but I even never know say it was an Ethiopian name like that until I go to Ethiopia.
It's an OG original name for real.
Yeah, so it's like when I get to Ethiopia, they was like, yo man, your name is very, 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 you know, prolific and very, very, you know, famous or familiar in Ethiopia themselves. Yeah, enough people in Ethiopia name him, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, that name is a sweet name because when I heard it again, I was like, I only know one. You know, trust me. Rootsman, okay. I just want to share with you guys this story too. Over all the years, you guys, if anybody, y'all know me, y'all see me around, but I don't know, as deep as I am in the reggae community and everything that's been going on with me and anything with reggae, because I love reggae culture, if it wasn't for this man, I don't know if I would have found you guys. Trust me. I was like singing like hip hop music in like a hip hop world, like R&B, and I was like 17, and my best friend from high school was dating a guy who had got like a record deal, and they was having a record release party up in the Hollywood Hills. 17, me and my best friend, we went up there, and what happened is that I love reggae, but all I knew was Dennis Brown and Bob Marley. I thought that was just reggae. I didn't know nothing else. But we was in the party, and they was playing reggae. And I mean, playing a Bob Marley, it was a Bob Marley. And I was in the corner just partying up. Now, it was mostly white people, a few black people was in there, but it was an industry release party. So it wasn't a lot of us up in there. So I'm in the corner just tearing it up, and Rootsman came over and was like, yes, sister, you like reggae music? And I'm all like, yeah, this the Bob. He said, how come I don't ever see you out at no events or nothing? And I was all like, I'm too young to get in a party. I was like, because, you know, as y'all can see, now I look younger, but back then I was looking a little bit older. But I was like, I'm too young, I can't get in a party. And Rootsman gave me his beeper number. You hear me? Did y'all hear me? He gave me his beeper number and was like,
technology, you know?
He was like, beep him, and he gonna tell me where, you know, give him my information. He gonna let me know when they have a party, because he said there's parties, you know, the dances where they don't check no ID. He said, and you will love it. You will love it.
Vibes, you know?
Oh, so one day he beat me, and me and my best friend snuck out the house and went to the party and met up with Rootsman, and it's been over ever since. Okay.
Yeah, man, the link in that, you know.
Because of Rootsman, you guys
cemented from them time there, you know, because
Rootsman.
from you get that certain vibes and you really reach to your source where you know your energy that you're not gonna leave that place where you know, so you get that energy, you know. So it's like I could see you from afar and say, yeah man, she needs to be over here with I and
I just want to say thank you. See me over these years?
Yeah man.
Thank you. Don't make me cry. Ah.
Lady B is like one of the preservers of the vibes in LA, you know, because she know the importance for a community to have some place and we can gather and generate and fulfill that necessity. You see what I'm saying? Because like in times like this when them have everybody quarantine and lock in and you know everybody are kind of go through self-esteem and all these things and the mental capacity. You know, it's kind of like playing, the mind may be playing tricks on them. We kind of like still need a watering hole where we can all keep an eye upon one another and say, you know, that don't look like the Rootsman I know, man. What going on, Rootsman? You alright? What going on, Lady B? You alright?
Right.
So, because only I and I can like really, you know, free up and take care of I and ourselves. No one can do it but I and ourselves. Marcus Garvey done tell I and I already, you know. No one but ourselves can free our minds. So we got to be the only ones to uplift ourselves from everything that you see is going on, even from the racism and the social issues and
true.
The black lives are going to have to start being mattered between I and I first before they matter between anyone.
That's right.
Our black lives have to matter between Lady B and Rootsman and all of the melanated people that look like us.
No
first and foremost, before anybody is going to change their pattern, I and I have to change our pattern.
So true.
Yeah, so, you know.
So true.
Because we're all connected. So, you know, right now this is a very crucial time that we're living in. Probably one of the most crucial times on the face of the earth for the inhabitants.
It is,
maybe
right now.
you know, for maybe elders before us, maybe see some other things, but for us, this is the most serious time on the earth. You know,
this is very serious.
The Gideon boss, in other words, I always say in our tradition, the Gideon boss. So it's like all of the things that them they tell us before, the elders and you know, the word sound and the reasoning that they hand down to the oral tradition.
Trying to prepare us.
Now we see certain manifestations, you know. So we're not like really marveled, but we know say the seriousness of the times too, you know.
Oh my, for real. Okay, Rootsman. So now let's start up with this music thing. How did you get into the music? Because okay, I didn't finish that story. Rootsman was there because he had a hook on one of the songs on that album that was getting released. So he was on the album. So how did you, I guess he was like 18, you was like 18, 19, I was 17, somewhere in there. How did you get on that album?
Well, it was just
because that was a major release.
It was just to good brethren, you know, who was getting the signing at that time, Brethren Junior Peace too, you know. And, you know, he was one of the first men then out of the stable to get signed to a major record label and you know, the energy that we did have put into the music them time, that people could have feel say something might happen still because we did really genuine with it, you know, and as green as we was still we did serious to it still and people could feel that energy and thing and so it's like really the music getting to you before you get to the music basically still, you know.
And you know, that project, it was like an R&B project. Back then, certain people saw the mix with the reggae, you know, because you had a strong, you know, hook on that song.
It was like that was like that era where they was fusing a lot of R&B and reggae and hip hop and reggae and you know that was the formula that I was working at that time, and I think the group.
That was Raheem.
That was Stepchild. That was Stepchild.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had got signed to I think it was Queen Latifah's record label at that time.
Give yourself Aziz Raheem.
Yeah, it was, you know, Reginald Raheem.
Yeah.
The whole Stepchild family, you know.
Yeah, man, they was good. It was one of them.
Very multi-talented, you know, group that maybe to the
too
quality
soon.
of
I
their
think it was too soon.
and to the consciousness of what they were dealing with, maybe they was a little bit ahead of the curve, you know, because they come out at a time where they didn't fit the boys to man type of, you know, group type of vibe that they were trying to. Everybody looked like a robot on the stage at the same time. And these are brothers that all look unique in themselves and had a unique sound, and you know
they always find in their own right.
Yeah, so everybody. So more time when you have uniqueness, it'd be too much for the public to really accept in one package like that. Maybe if you would have tried to take one and bust this one and then maybe follow them and then we can absorb it better. But when you have so much talent on one album, it's kind of hard, you know?
Yeah, they did a few shows though. I remember they did a few shows.
They toured with Groove today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember that they, you know, they was busy for a minute.
They they beat the box, you know.
You know?
I was very, 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 very proud of the brothers and team.
Okay, so before you even recorded with them, how did you know you was an artist? Like you can DJ or you can do like...
Well, it was just something that we, you know, like enough times through the years we were always around musicians and, you know, around dub poets and, you know, people like Mota Baruka, Oko Noro, you know, Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, you know, Dennis Brown, you know, Gregory Isaacs, you name it. We was, you know, Fela Kuti. You know, LA was a hotbed for enough artists all the time, you know. So more time when these artists come to LA,
they're
around a lot of the same people that I'm around because, you know, being born in that culture, it's kind of like you go to a studio or you go to a session and you pretty much see the same people through the years because it's one following that follow the culture. So through the years, you know, I started to show up at the sessions them and maybe I'm not on a drum or just put my head closer to the speaker and even without a mic, I harmonizing in the background and, you know. And
you hear your harmonies when you doing, boy.
And then, you know, one day, lo and behold, you know, I'm like holding the meds and then something tell me to just go like start practice DJing in my room, you know. I think it was after going to a Shabba Ranks concert, you know. Yeah, I went to a Shabba Ranks concert and
that energy there.
And there's like the energy where I see the intensity and, you know, I mean, you know, you feel that certain vibe when you go to a Bob Marley concert or a Peter Tosh concert or
true.
any other culture artist concert, but that night when I went to the dancehall concert, you know, it was a different energy that kind of like said, yo, Rootsman, you feel? And then even, you know, I have brethren like Junior P who are already in the music before me and them I hear me and I say, yo, brethren, if you go in the music still, so it's like the energy kind of like I pull you towards something that people see in you more before you see in yourself.
Right.
Before you know it, you do music. And, you know, people are saying, yo, you sound like so-and-so. And they say, well, you sound like so. And then, you know, you don't want to be branded as somebody else.
Though.
You want to try to carve out a sound for yourself. So you better say, well, let me go start working on some songs. And, you know, so we just started, you know, me, Brethren Junior P, Zulu. It was like some of the first artists who was like really go up on stage and sing our own music.
You know, I got your CD, though.
As, you know, young artists not singing, not going to say singing about Marley or covering, you know, a Dennis Brown or, you know, just being easy and singing somebody else's lyrics. We felt more pride and conviction singing our own music. Right. That we know, say, as brethren, we sit down and build it from scratch and say, yo, brethren, hear this, hear that piece, and then you say, yeah, man, I like it, but you should have, you know, you hear your music go through a metamorphosis into it. People say can sing it in the audience that you know, that know you and come to your shows and they connect. So, you know, it's like a journey, you know, because like a lot of the things I learned them on stage.
Right.
Because I didn't have time to go practice. It was just like one day I was at a studio and then Boom Shaka I was at a Rasta house and Boom Shaka this show up and said, yo, God bless Trevor Felix right now up in Zion. You see what I say? And them one them say, yo, Rootsman wants you to go on tour with us and thing. And I'm like, what me for do? I'm like, you know, I'm like,
right.
I was like, what? I know me beat, now you're being a drummer and really, but what me for go up on tour and do with the idol? Now it's a big reggae band named Boom Shaka and they was like, yeah man, you need to carry it, man. So I'm like, John, alright, this music thing, I go up on this journey thing and the one say, you go up on the people on the road for like 3 weeks. So I'm like,
that's your first good experience.
That was my first like tour, you know. Okay. You know, say you left from your yard, you get a bag, you getting a car with a bunch of musicians, instruments in the van,
right?
And you have dates, and you drive from city to city, and sometime a good date, sometime a bad date, sometime a good hotel, sometime and you learn the business. And you say, no, but it was like something that me said, you know what, Rootsman, I kind of like this vibe. You know, it's like
that freeness and sharing.
And sharing with a different crowd every night and the vibe and, you know, you're touching people's chakras and you see it and then they come and telling you afterwards. And so it kind of buy it for me and it did for me and I love the energy and you know, when we come off of the road from the tour, you know, I was kind of like, I felt like a sense of accomplishment, you know, like say, wow, we just come off a tour and we tell people, say,
It's like
yeah,
a
man,
medicine.
yeah, listen, yeah, man, we dip on the road a tour and, you know, it's like a notch, you know? It felt like, say, yeah, man, you know, you can do this thing now and before you know it, you know?
Shows at the shows.
Like going to shows and bucking up with big artists, like, I remember being on tour with Boom Shaka and we're in, I think it was Lafayette, Louisiana. And who's on the show? Wailing Souls. I'm like, yes, man. Kingdom Rise and Kingdom Fall. Babylon back is against the wall. You see me, I say, what? Them on their icon and the thing. So I said, no, sir. Them on their big money and the businessman. Grammy Award winning Wailing Souls this.
And you're right there.
And you know, and the man say, yo, Rootsman, as me come off the stage, because we have burn a fire that day, the lady be me jump off of the stage and beer fire and
energy.
Them for close it, you know, the next day, and when I come off the stage, man, me hear Pipe come to me and say, Rootsman, you had the herbs. I said, yes, Pipes. I have a joy, you know. And we bless up the man because the energy that we are moved with, I guess him now say more and get some of that energy because it's a fire and energy. Even the people that might have
you know your stuff is dangerous.
Yes, we know still a good, a high grade we say still, you know. And one time lady be backstage with me and she want to know what kind of herb we have. I say, yeah man, I have some herb, and she said, let me smell it.
Look at the mic.
And no, a dry high she catch because all the pollen go up in her nostril and before you know it, me the dead I catch lady be in her fan and
I'm standing there.
I try to give her water and thing. I said, no man.
I smelled his weed. I don't smoke weed, but sometimes I like to smell it like a little.
The highest grade, you know.
I smelled his weed and I stood there and then I was like.
Yeah man, she got a pollen dry high we call it. You know, that's when the pollen and all the resin and everything good from the herb go up in her
I'm
nostril.
there all kind of dizzy, like, oh, they got to take me out to get some air. And the dude was like, what's going on? What happened to her? And it was like, she smelled Rootsman weed. And the dude said, yo, Rootsman, give me some of what she smelled.
Yeah, man, give me some of what she smelled, man. That's how it goes.
Oh, that was so funny.
Chung Ja.
So tell me something, like, is your family from the Caribbean or?
I have family there. Yeah.
That's where your roots is?
I was being baptized in, you know, yard from like 8 years old. I started traveling from this side and going that side still. So I got acclimated to the Jamaicanness early, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, I think that was like one of the first time I was actually in a studio with, you know, musicians that I had already known say were accomplished and doing music.
Yeah.
It was in Jamaica, you know, and it was Tough Gong, you know.
Okay.
So being at Tough Gong and being in the studio while you know, Bob Marley and the Wailers, I work upon the song. I record the song So Much Trouble in the World. It's very iconic. You see what I say? It's very classic and it's very like a moment in history. Because at the time, the moment they seal so much that, you see, back in the day, when you record a song, everybody's in the studio. This is before,
right.
This is before punching and, all right, push me right this, I'm ready. None of that.
It's just straight.
It's just,
right.
All right, 1, 2, and then and then the whole band start and the singer sing and the tape are run.
Okay.
So, me never know that the session was this, you know, or it was like, we never really realized it was a recording session like that as a youth, because me there in the studio, I beat my drum and the vibe jumped from me and the man.
You think y'all having a jam session?
So much trouble. Look at my here, the band pull up and Bob Marley that I tell me say, hold on, look at you, hold on, put the drum. And your time soon come. And then here you tell the cartel, look at more drums. And I was here upon the Rascal album, and me there in the studio.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah, me there in the studio.
The Rootsman on that song.
Yeah, me there in the studio. I hear the man say, lick more drums. That's not Carti. That is Bob Marley telling him to give him a little more drums, because he might say, the youth are trying to give me some more drums. So he never fight for him see even higher though. Him put that in the vibe. This is how you say, what kind of money? He never, you what you do it? No, the man said, you hear something, you know. You need some more drums. Little more drums. And you hear that in the song, so much trouble on the way. Anybody want to question it? Go to the song and pull it up and listen it from the beginning to end. And then you hear what you hear at the beginning. And you think say Rootsman are just a player, or I can't say Rootsman. It's a reason. Yeah, it's a very reason for the season and the, you know, the whole manifestation of the eye.
Yeah. I just want to add that your mother,
Mama Tradition, she's the one that took me to Jamaica. She's the one that took me to my first reggae concert at Roxy. Who was there? Bob Marley and the Wailers
again. If y'all don't know who his mother is, Mother Tradition. If y'all see her around, she's selling all kind of goodies.
A vanguard of the culture, man. A pillar of the culture and the community from that time to this time.
In Lamar Park. And it's crazy because when I met her, I didn't even know she was your mama.
Right. Enough people don't know.
I have my own vibrations with her. I love her. She loved me too. We have our own vibrations. Until one day I was somewhere and somebody said, I think it was David, it was like Rootsman mom or something. I was like, who? He said, Mama Tradition. I was like, oh, that's his godmother. He's like, well, he said, that's Rootsman mama.
Yeah, Mama Tradition.
She is just the sweetest lady, and I see all of you in her. Because how she get on the road and she bone out and she just hold her current.
She a real August woman, you know. Just like me, an August month. She's an August woman, you know, so that's the other mystic of I, you know, because my father is an August man. So it's a trinity.
You got it.
You know what I mean? So it's a trinity of fire, you know.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, so that's how I let people know, said, we never steal nothing. When you see me, and I say, oh, why Rootsman like that? I say, yo, I peer fire people me there around now. Yeah, I peer fire people me there around and me get it honest. And it just one of them things that from the ancestors. Black people we eat with a lot of spice and a lot of pepper. So if you know anything about us, them say we're fierce, but we're just spicy like the food that we consume. Right. You know, we're not bland and we're not boring and we're not, you know.
It ain't that you faced it. It's just that you don't want a history above. Why insert yourself in something when you know better?
Well, that just let you know that you're aware of you know, you have certain awareness. Sometimes it's like preventive medicine. It prevents you from getting sick because you're aware that, oh, don't go over there because you heard somebody coughing and, you know, he sounds sick.
Gonna get on you.
Yeah, so you're aware that, you know, that's going to prevent you not going over there. So even like right now, a lot of this Corona and COVID-19 information, it's just like things we know already for years. Wash our hands, social distancing. We always been like that. We don't like people all up on us and think, well, I'm better. You
know what? Certain people making your food.
We don't even go eat from certain people. So it's like, these things are like picnic business when it comes to us because our living in our culture has been like a preventative culture from them time to this time. You know, we try to prevent, you know, things before we have to go. Get some medicine and always boosting up and always, you know, injecting certain bitters and gingers.
Low key kind of hot people taking y'all gingers and that they weren't paying attention to before. You like, oh yeah, all right, but it's the right thing to do.
Now I see people like, yo, Rootsman, you're not no more prepared, you're not no more green juice, you're not no more.
Everybody on you. Yo, you should have seen at the show the other day. I'm like, we're gonna talk about this show too. He burned a real fire at the other day. When one person came back with your juice, the next one said, yo, Rootsman there. That was so funny. Then they sent somebody back to go get another juice. I guess they didn't get the right juice. They all walked towards you to go get the juice. I was all like, too, I'm going to see him about a juice, too. Then you see when I came around the corner, first thing I said is Roots, juice. Yo, the juice, y'all, Roots. Natural juices, again, link this man.
Health is well. Health is well. I mean,
and this is something he's been doing for years.
I'm over 20 years in the game with this juice thing. So, you know, so this is not just like a fly-by-night. It's just something that, you see, it was a service that was lacking in the community. And I did feel the void and then see that it's a necessity that we drink of certain beverages in our community because, you know, this is a tradition that we know. You know, when we're there, we drink of certain beverages and because there's so many fruits and, you know, so many vegetables.
What's the name of the juice again? What do you call your juice?
Well, this one is Blendigenous juice, but I'm like finalizing the label right now. Okay. But I think it's just gonna be like maybe like Blendigenous juice or like Blendigenous blend or something like dealing with the table that we come from. you know, because all these products are like ingredients are things like from our ancestral table, and that's why we try to get people to eat more of an ancient recipe and an ancient ingredients, more than all this modern day stuff that don't really have no connection to your anciency. You see what I'm saying? Because you have to eat more like your grandparents and your great grandparents to get the real electricity from the food.
For real. And the one thing about it is, all these 20 years, over 20 years that he's been doing his juice, not one time have you caught his juice slipping, okay? It's been exactly the same or even better.
Just the recipe.
I'm telling you.
You know, just
even the Iris, is that what it's called, the Iris? Look, I didn't know nothing about it. But after I drank that with him, wicked, with a little peanut butter taste in there. Anyway, back to roots. Okay, so now, this era. So when did you link up with Junior P? Because y'all had your own era of things going on.
In the 90s. I think that was like, I call it the honorable youth era. You know, me, Junior P, Zolo, you know, a couple
did you
other
link up with them at, sorry to cut you, but the EWF, did you guys connect over there? Or?
We were connected even before the EWF, and you know, we kind of like link up over a Belgian spot named DJ Aliwa.
Aliwa.
Can't left DJ Aliwa out of the mix.
Can't.
Large up African Unity crew.
Yo,
So I say DJ Aliwa, was Benji, you know, the Belgian there.
In his own right.
You know, and very prolific producer, and you know, he had a studio off of Washington, you know, and just like it became like a network for all the young artists them trying to like, you know, striving to get their thing upon another level. You see what I say? So,
right.
you know, more time we will buck up over there, and you know, the energy be so to a point when we say, yeah, right, man, we have to move, you know, as Belgium, we have to move together.
Right.
So we start to feel the energy amongst one another, and we start to say, yeah, man. So it was more like a fraternal thing built from the studio, and then when we start buck up a certain Rasta camp, and you know, the House of Roots, and then you know that manifests into the EWF, and you know we did kind of like have a one ground to like build from at that time then. So that even when, you know, I and I start going forward to Jamaica and link up with P and Jamaica, and we all start, you know, do certain ground work with the music in Jamaica, like, you know, voicing certain artists and theme label and things. It's more like a school of music, you know, when I went to Jamaica, because like it was like different studio, different artists.
What year was that?
That was like from
when you went. Look, when you went. I remember one time you disappeared.
Yeah, it was like
you
90s.
went to Bobo Hill.
It was like 92, 90 from 92 to like 96. We was in and out of those years.
Yeah. But with the time you went to the Bobo Hill and you stayed up there.
Even to like 98. You see what I'm saying? Like we were like, you know, we make certain pilgrimage and certain journey, and those journey like solidify us to like stay steadfast in the music, because I was one of the first Rasta artists to go to Ethiopia. You see what I say? So it was like after all of the up and down and thing I dialect I for make the chart, after singing songs about Ethiopia, and you know, people hearing about, and you know how much we love Jah, and Jah himself here.
When you came back, you could totally see.
So it was, you know, that's how I let people know, said, yeah man, Ethiopia is my home, because when I go home, when I come forward, I was never the same.
You came back differently.
Yeah,
Trust
man.
me, everybody know your current was a different current. When you came back, anybody, you can talk to people now that can say they remember Rootsman from the time he came back, they said, I don't know if they knew for sure, but they was like, he went to Bobo Hill. And once he came back, his current was so strong. Like, it was like, no, it wasn't no shaky business. You know, some people be like, Rastafari sometimes. No. Your thing was straight.
Well, it's like, during them time, there's certain manifestation solidify your tradition, and you know, you're upon your journey as a young Ras, and you know, you're seeking, and certain things and coming to you along the journey, so you're just holding on to the good things that you're bucking up, and shielding yourself from things that you're not really too overstand, because you're still youthful in the tradition, but you still a seek, but you have your own inner fire too that you don't want to try to, you know, you don't want to try to, you know, make nothing get in the way of how that fire really poses divinely blaze by listening to doubt and other people's, you know, vibe, and not really like cultivating their own current in yourself, you know. your own faith in ourselves. You see what I'm saying? In
That's
the
the
eye
biggest
self.
thing that even for a lot of females, that they don't, instead of following that circle, I'm not saying men don't do it too, but a lot of our women here, you know, it's like, take time and get to know yourself. See what you like first before you find out what everybody else like around you and following, you know?
Yeah,
Because some
because
people scared to share the things they like because their friend don't do it.
exactly. And what your friend may be doing is not what you like to do.
Right.
But you want to do it because they make you feel like you're part of the group.
Right.
And then when you're
But
around
you losing self.
your significant people that you want to grounds with, when it comes time to really, you know, break bread and really share genuine, you know, moments from the heart, you don't really have no sincerity and no genuineness. Where is your articleness? Where is your sincerity? Where is it, your passion that
The
opposed
only
to
person
faith?
that's getting hurt is you.
You see what I say? So that lack thereof more time, you know. You have to, you know, be bold enough to just, you know, try to find faith and do the things that make you feel good still. Not just following and doing things that other people are doing, like you said. Because right now I think says this is the time of awakening. You know, everybody can see say all of this follow and, you know, everybody doing the same thing. Look where it get us now. So now it's like it's a global reset now. And we get a chance to, you know, start over again and see where you know, where we can reach. You know, even with the lack of, you know, you say millions of people not going to work right now, so it's like money is not
Everybody
really
balanced.
yeah.
You know?
So it's like money is a very high on the priority of people's minds right now, but even oxygen and things like, you know, clean water and, you know, healthy bloodstream and, you know, good rest at night time and the things that are not connected to money, we have to pay them more right now, because these things are more meaningful than the money right now, because even with money, you have to have a place to spend the money. Majority of the places
you're taking a risk going out there to spend it.
Majority of the places are locked anyway. So what did I let you know? Just sit down with your own self and be still right now within this confirmation of your inheritance. Even when, you know, you see so much going on, because, you know, man would like to take the credit of the Almighty working in mysterious ways, you know. But remember, there have to be some kind of power to make the whole world sing the same song. And I can't even give that power to man.
Yo, I've never heard that put in that way before.
Yeah, because the whole world is sing the same song right now.
The whole world.
So what that tell you?
That's what you don't scare me, because your song said the whole world is crying out.
Yeah, so why you think you draw for that song? Because you know, so you know, Lady B, that song is at least 5, 6, 7 years old.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And missing hands up.
And the other one, that song was
missing
wicked.
hands up when them killed Mike Brown. Okay, so don't think say me jump on this George Floyd trip and no, but me have songs that are current and eventful for the times that we are living in. And I always make sure me have tunes that are current and eventful for now, because, you know, you shouldn't get to His Majesty birthlight show and have to have a song, or you don't have a song for Jack.
Right.
It's like, were you on this on a Black History performance and you don't really have no song for the Iowa.
Yeah.
So you know, I try to have my songs always orthodoxly ready for the gathering. You know, if it's a youth, if I see enough youths, I gotta sing Liberty.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I have to sing it for the youth there, man.
So they can connect.
So they can vegetables and the fresh fruit, so they can hear that. You know, I've been in restaurants and I get up and sing the song and I see youths them connect and I see their parents bring them forward and the vibe, and the youths them is like, yeah, they singing righteousness.
Right away through.
They ain't singing no poison. My daddy brought me here again to hear this righteousness, and I know it's right. And yeah, so it's a different thing.
And you can feel it though.
When the youths them know they listen to something that's right.
Right.
They have a certain like presence about it, you know. They know they're not doing nothing wrong. In other words, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you was with Boom Shaka. You went on a tour. Is that where you like connected closely with Shaka Man?
Well, it's like me and Shaka Man, we even have a connection even before him start with Boom Shaka, because remember Shaka Man, you know, used to be at Kingston 12, and you know, Shaka Man was a drummer of Rastafarians, and you know, enough time we would go to Shaka Man's studio just to, you know,
Yeah, 'cause he did have
work
to
out
go
on
to
our
the
thing
studio.
as young artists. So Shaka Man was always a producer that and a musician that always have artists around him, a musician around him, and so it was a good environment for young musicians to like, you know, take certain tutelage and awareness.
You know what? It's crazy because I've been there too, and certain places they were all real learning experiences. When you go to those places, it's not like you just like how you can see how some people in the music, like even people that's making a lot of money, you can see them just going in there and they're just hanging around and probably just wasting time.
Yeah,
But you
because
can go places.
they're like they like the vibe of the studio, but they're not really musician pedigree.
Right.
But they like the energy of the studio because you know it got a vibe. It's usually some herb there. It's usually
But
maybe a
back in
couple
the
of women
days-
that's gonna pass through for the day. Some singers, some players of instruments. So it's like it's a lot of you're gonna get a high traffic in the studio more time.
But when we used to go to the studios back in the days, you was learning. You would, if you was doing something and you didn't know how, somebody would come over to you and show you and teach you.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they would be like they're gonna charge you.
No,
it was really
They want to
learning.
make sure you get it right.
That's how I learned how to sing. Like I was singing R&B stuff here and there, but to sing on reggae music, it's like a different feel.
Right.
Chess guy had to be like, listen, come close to me and like let me listen to the music. Really, he taught me really how to take time to make my voice do a certain thing so we can start off good. Chess guy did it for me.
Just was a man that, just have a love in my heart to just do for people, So it's like,
Rest in
just
peace,
one of
Chess
them
guy.
bridging there, I just set on the earth and just do a good for people and him have
That's
one in my
what
heart
it's
that,
Yeah, man.
if you need a CDs printed, he will print your CDs, cause he might go up there and I sell CD them time and he want everybody to sell CD because
see
it's
how
like,
much
yo,
you-
man. So it's like,
When I see Dendex and all them out there, I just a joy comes to my heart because I see them. But that idea came from one man. It came from one man, and he shared it with so many. Mr. Marley, Mr. Surprise. He shared it with so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now let's the Far Eye.
Right.
Y'all came from Boom Shaka, right?
Right, so it's like once we got that calling for go to Ethiopia, it was like the next generation, next dispensation of the music, because the music that we were singing on tour, we ended up having to go to Ethiopia and sing some of these very songs, and they work very good in Ethiopia. So it's like, when we see the powers of the music in Ethiopia, it was like, when we come forward now, even when Boom Shaka, decided to do some solo things, we decided to keep the current, that we did see within all the music and start tour, and start do music as, within our own right, So we did have songs, I did have songs, Rastafari did have songs, and
I think y'all had been performing a little while. I think before I actually saw you guys live. It was down at what is it?
Laguna Beach?
Laguna Beach. Is that on that side of Santa Monica that way?
No.
It was something down there.
Maybe it was
It was a little bar down there I went to, and I was there in the mixture when he's like, Rootsman, he don't have to tell you to come in. It was like you
no,
just
man,
naturally
the
come.
harmonies them work out.
What?
We don't do these songs so many times. We know where to sing for each other to make them songs right
I
and
was
sweet.
so amazed, and the harmonies, because I hadn't heard like people sing reggae with that extra harmony in it,
Right,
the melody in there,
No,
and y'all
it's
was
true.
killing it.
It's true. I mean, it's something that it kind of like after singing on stage live with ones when you know where their voice is, you kind of know where to put your voice to make it sound like a one instrument that come out of the speaker at one time. So that's what harmony is. It's a one song. It's not you hear the lead and the harmony trying to sing over him or out sing him. No, it's like an accent to that lead color. So it's not that the next color you put with it is not going to try to overpower that color. It's going to big up that color that's already there. So, you know, harmony just teach you to bring more light and bring more shine to the note then, you know.
Beautiful, beautiful thing. And Lestafari, big up yourself. Lestafari and the King's music. Yeah, man. He had his little reign. You was killing it, boy. I mean, you still killing it because people don't know, okay? You got your own following.
It have to come forward because right now all these songs that Farah sing within the King's music, Rassalog, Lion Log, you know, songs songs like Stolen Legacy, songs like World Affairs, songs like you know, I mean, so many right now.
You guys had a residency for a minute in was it
Mozambique?
Mozambique.
Yeah, we was there for like over 10 years.
I know.
As one of the, you know, house bands for the Sunday night slot of reggae. And, you know, it's for what it was worth. It's a good experience to have a regular gig.
A regular gig, that's
you
what
know.
I'm saying.
For any musician, but after a while you look for a certain growth and elevation, and you know, of course, every artist would like to see be paid according to what they feel.
Right.
Their level of, you know, quality, what they bring to the table. So, you know, more time these establishments, they have their agenda, and making us eat more food more time is not on the agenda. So
right, they keep it the same way. While more people coming,
more people started coming. They still, you know, it's like this, you know, the same old formula. You know, they can grow and they can flourish, but our thing have to stay the same. So even if I'm a little bit more hungry than this regular size plate you've been giving me the whole time, that have to be sufficient.
But they would have been upset if you took a gig down the street. Now that's what it would be a problem right there, right?
Right.
Yeah, Lestafari and the King's music. Big up yourself, Lestafari. Okay, and let me see from that. Let me see, Rootsman. But on your own, Rootsman and I, our birthdays in the same month, so we celebrated quite a few birthdays together. We done had events.
August, you know, the Lion and Lioness month, and you know, just that month with enough liberation. It's the month of liberation because people have realized most rebellions and uprisings from our ancestors, they occurred in the month of August. You see what I'm saying? And you know, like so it's like the point. It's a month where you reach to a boiling point, you know. So the fire get to that where something have a bust. So it's August. You see what I'm saying?
August, yeah, big up yourself, Lady Dread. August.
Yes, another lioness. Bless.
Akua, big up yourself.
Another lioness.
Who else is August? I don't know, but we celebrated our birthday parties at least about probably 3 to 4 times together. Artists performing. It was always great, always great.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years,
we don't say we always celebrate the Honorable Right Marcus Messiah Garvey Earthlight during the month of August, on the 17th of August. So, you know, it's just like a high. This is a month of celebration. You know, my mother and my father, we celebrate their Earthlight as well this month. And, you know, so my brother, you know, my auntie. So it's like I said, there's a lot of fire in this month. We're gonna be celebrating, you know.
And isn't it nice how it's kind of warm?
Well, you see the fire kick up now, you know. You see, everybody was wondering where the fire. Then people say, well, wait till August when. Well, now you see.
Okay.
August got that title still.
Like, woo.
Yeah, man. August get the title still.
It's hot up in here. So on your own, like, what would you say was your biggest show performance that you've had so far?
I still have to give the title to, you know, probably Ethiopia still, you know. Even though, like, you know, I have moments in the West, I would like to say, like, you know, being on stage at the Century Club, you know, after, you know, singing, you know, after Junior Gang sing and thing, and then you go on there and you burn a fire and you see the energy and you feel the electricity and thing, or, you know, you hold microphone after Shakademus, you know, you know, you're up on a penthouse with El General and you do something and it's you and El General, I go back and forth and, you know, just certain artists and certain little time, but the times I could say in Ethiopia is very meaningful because it was the number of people. You know, you see like an ocean of black people in front of you, you ain't never seen that much people
Now,
before.
isn't
so-
it amazing how those kind of shows in that time, it's for you. A lot of people, they don't even know that you've been to Ethiopia.
Right.
We don't know.
Right.
We don't know. And everything that you experienced there, it wasn't for everybody. It was for you.
Well, I like to say it was, I kind of like,
It do be like for us.
yeah,
after,
because like
after
my
you-
brother and sister, and I come and share it with them.
Well, I
So
said after you, yeah.
yeah, so it's like I went, but I never go just by myself because I could always come and share different moments.
But what I'm saying was for you, it's like it kind of it builds you and it changes you. It helps you
Of
see
course,
things through a
yeah.
different light. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
of
so,
course.
it's a food, I guess, for you.
Yeah, it's
but
a
it
self,
helps.
it's
Yeah.
a facilitating journey
Right.
to travel. It do something to the soul and the minds and the chakras are the one that goes on the journey. So when you come back from that journey, people can say, "Man, you look different. Or you look something." That's the traveling, on you.
Such a beautiful thing. I experienced a few things myself, and I think about certain moments that I was there and I was like by myself and no one was around, and I was like, whatever I'm supposed to get from this moment, I need to get it because it ain't for everybody. It's for me. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta hold on to it.
I gotta hold
For that
on
moment,
for that moment.
So when you get around one, you can be able to share it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, for real. Yeah. We here with Rootsman, you guys, on the music link. I thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in. So, let's go to the Dub Club. Now, when did we get to the Dub Club?
Well, we get to the Dub Club maybe like 15 years ago, the journey, because that's how it's like the Dub Club has been doing what it's been doing for over 15 years.
Yes,
So you gotta look at the correlation and at the timing. Dub Club come at a time where all the other clubs, reggae clubs, were closing down.
True.
It was losing the Century clubs and the other clubs that were through the years, reggae venues, House of Blues, and
Right.
certain clubs that was no longer in Hollywood. So we did need actually a place where artists can feel good to come from afar and display their talent. You know what I'm saying? And Dub Club kind of like filled that void.
And Dub Club, they also was playing, I guess, like you could say, some B-side songs. The music.
Vintage.
Yeah, that you would.
Classic.
Yeah.
Roots and culture. 45. Some classic Studio One songs that really hear the regular, quote unquote dancehall club they're playing at that time. So it kind of like set a certain standard for people who had a little bit more knowledge about reggae. Maybe did grow up listening to their parents' collection, and this kind of like set and remind them more of big woman thing,
Right. Back in the day, it was like, it was the culture people mixed with the different people who just came to listen.
Right.
But it would be like a club inside a club. It's so crazy.
Yeah, because like everybody come for the different reasons at that club, So you see this niche of these people over here, this niche over here, this niche over there, but overall, the music was still, and the artist on stage was pretty much what people then really are come from.
Right, that
That
the
energy,
rawness and the right
that
there.
exchange,
Yeah, face to face, because it was like up close and personal. Things that you would hear about when it comes to artists, that freestyle stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, when it's so good, it's good.
Yeah, because it's coming right off of the top, and it's great as a company as them who published our word. So if you can publish the word at the space of when the rhythm string up, that's a great thing for you to be able to, be able to just spontaneously just go on your mates and just publish some vibes in front of people. Not everyone can do it like that.
That's not easy at all. Not everyone can do it. So you've been to Dub Club over 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Over 15 years. I remember going to the Dub Club straight at least almost 10 years every Tuesday. Well, I was stacked up for the past, every Wednesday. But it was Tuesday when it first started, wasn't it? Upstairs or something?
At the Echoplex.
It was up in a little park?
Yeah, on Sunset.
Anyway, I had, for the past few years I haven't, but I was there every Wednesday for some years, okay? And then they, was he bringing artists at first?
Yeah, well, he was bringing artists, It was like, it may not be that many artists, but he was bringing the artists like, Brigadier Jerry Sugar Minor, You know, I say Charlie Chaplin, you know, them and then, you know, Sister Nancy.
Doesn't it feel safe? I mean, like, nice to be able to meet those people, because you get up close and personal with them. You can talk to them, and you know.
It's a definite, you know, good connection for the artists them over here. So we get more time when you go in out the dressing room and you see a classic artist. You know, you get the opportunity to see where they met there. You know.
Have a good reasoning.
See if we can get us, you know, some kind of wisdom and knowledge from them, and you know, don't disturb their tranquility and just try to like honor them that they're still on the journey, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what we kind of like respect for Dub Club, like the fact that they bring some classic artists to LA, and you know, allow some people to get some classic performance too, you know.
Yeah, big up yourself, Tom. Dub Club, boy. Those are the vibes, and when they chronics, I mean, certain artists, you know.
Yeah, man. Even artists like Michael Prophet, you see what I'm saying? You know, the Club was able to get a performance from him before him passed. And when him come, I mean, nobody could hear a sick bone in his body, because he gave a classic performance where him sound just like the record. So it's like, oh, yeah. It's like, I wake up in the morning, what do I see? You know, it's like the man's voice sound crisp.
And I think I heard you probably in the background saying that too.
Yeah, man,
while we was there, like the man started singing in the album.
Like, yo, the man sounds sweet like the fucking album, man.
And you know what, too? I think the Dub Club, I don't know, quote me, but I think the Dub Club was the last performance with Michigan and Smiley. I sang background for them alongside Lady Dread, and Sister Oma had danced around. It's on YouTube. You guys look it up, the Dub Club performance. It was crazy. It was so energized. I don't know, but all I know was that performance. But them two, if they get together and do a show again, trust me, the whole place was crazy. Right now, the diseases, what y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Did y'all listen to the song?
The hottest song that right now, Michigan and Smiley. Anywhere you go, people want to hear that.
All I can do is send you guys my love. I bless you guys. Whatever, I bless you guys. But the energy from that night, I'm going to always remember. And I know when you two, you guys know each other from kids, okay? The energy to get in this time right now, this should be the time right now. I'm just saying.
Strength, man.
I'm just saying, this is the time right now. You know what I'm saying? Love your brother. This is the time right now, you know? Anyway, back to Rootsman. Okay, so killing it off at the Dub Club. Did you ever do anything up north?
Yeah, man. More time we get a turn, you know. Shut up in the Oakland, shut up in the, you know, the Humboldt region. Do something in the Garberville area and those regions up there. Even
it's
as far as
they love the music. They're more into the roots.
Because they're farmers, so they have a more of a urban music connection. You know, so they really like more time they on their farm doing work, and they need music to pass them to the day. So their connection is they need the music to make them get through their workload. And so when the artists then come up to these like more farm settings, the people then have more of a receptive vibe to the, you know, what the artists have come with, because he's not like really distracted like the people in the city, you know.
Right. Okay, so I want to know where your man. I want to give me right there that day when you was sitting down. I don't know if you was sitting down or standing up, but when you wrote sipping on that Bob Marley. Hey.
Well, I mean, I happened to be in Atlanta at the time, and it was just a spontaneity, you know, because I didn't really have a lot of time, and I knew I wanted to go into the studio. So, you know, I was like, kind of like vibing off a certain rhythm them time then. So I was like, the rhythms and was like, so yeah man, I can feel that. I can feel that.
Because that was a whole, there's times where you get busy, like, this is the thing that I know about you. Like, you can be teaching, or your current, it be so clear with your words, they be coming so far, the chorus probably be left behind because you be trying to drop the knowledge, and then you come with the chorus, but you was dropping knowledge, but it always be like So when you came with the it was like sipping on it, but I was like, what? It was a whole different current for me. So I was like, where was man come with this rhythm? What this style?
Yeah, it was. I can't say it was just like not. It was more or less like the organic influence of just being an Atlanta at that time.
Okay.
You know? So it was like the ATL trap culture and the whole energy what me feel and hear how me I hear the youth them a rap.
That's a hard one.
And we say, you know what, I want kind of like drop something that the youth them can connect to. So that's how I come up with Sipping on That Bob Marley, because it was more like me I chop it like for them style, in other words. Say, well, I gotta try drop it on a fast pace where me hear them drop it on them fast pace and see if it connect. And you know, the producer in the studio said, man, that's a take, man.
It's nice.
It's like one take. It's like we didn't have no holy but time, so I think we only have like maybe an hour in the studio.
You guys look up on YouTube for that one, because he has a whole video. Big up yourself, Rough Attitude.
Yeah, man.
The
Sipping on
Boondocks.
That Bob Marley.
He did that
It's a
video.
Ganja Man anthem, you know. We do that little video in all America.
Don't you know that energy?
Yeah, man. This
All the men them.
yeah, man. It's just like it's a classic moment still, you know. Cause it's like the Kush government still kind of like lead out still, and it was a moment that we kind of like capture in time still. So, you know, it give you more incentive to do greater work still, you know.
You know, some of the dudes that's in that video, they don't even be doing that. That move, that the song touched them so much.
Right.
Because they don't even move like that. Big up yourself, Gaga.
Yeah, I have man like, you know.
Big up yourself, Julie.
Yeah,
You know.
man, you have man in the video, so classic man in the iconic man in the
They
culture.
wouldn't just be all in the video.
They wouldn't just be there like that, but
that
something just
song?
make them vibe up. You know, it's one of the moments captured in time. You know.
I love that video. Look it up on YouTube, you guys. Rootsman, Sipping on That Bob Marley. I go under the Boondocks, Ross Attitude, Boondocks. He has a series of videos that he's directed and
Large
produced.
yourself
So,
attitude.
you know. So, what's the latest song that you have right now? You have any new music, or are you just focusing on your music that's current right now?
Like certain tunes that have not been released yet that are pretty new. Like no people haven't even heard Marcus Garvey. No people haven't heard Hands Up. You
But
know?
yeah, the Hands Up, that was very and the way how you connected it. This past, what was it on?
The 25th.
The 25th.
The reason why it was you know that much more prolific, because I wanted them to know that, like before when I do the tune, I allow the people them for not say anything, but
Right.
now with the awareness, them have to know say I need them to say don't shoot.
But when you said about you taking it home to Africa, how we used to do it.
Yeah, call and
Call
response.
and response.
Yeah, so I wanted them to know say this is an oral tradition that was handed to us from our ancestors. So when you hear me say I need that energy, that's how we got through. Because if you have one person that lead the chant, when you rise it, the other people them have to carry it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's an African tradition, you know? So
Look, I love everything about it, and I just want to say that the way how you performed is the way you were supposed to perform. As someone who's been performing for so long and been having access to stage and mic and doing things, the way you performed that, no matter if it was 2 or 3 people there, that if I was somebody in the music business, I would have to be like, who is that you, okay? Because you connected with the crowd, the music was clear, all your energy was right. I mean, you connected with everybody
I
there.
mean, to tell you the truth, as artists, since this COVID-19 thing come in, we haven't had any like platforms to perform. You know, so it's like it. You know, that was like
You needed it too.
we needed that. You know, I said we needed somewhere to like just release and open up again and let the people them hear the word sound and them can feel the
I
power.
was a happy camper, honey.
So it's like, so for them to be doing something for Jamaica independence, we full enjoy it, because it just give me more win, and it says, let me know, say, yeah, well, this time around we want to get somewhere with this thing called, conscious reggae and reggae for culture awareness. that we'll try bringing forward that type of energy where we see, you know, the music used to be at.
Right.
So we want to
keep
bring
it, because if we want it still,
we want it.
people act like they don't want it.
No, we want to bring it forward to that level.
Do you remember the era where the conscious music was our dance song?
Of course.
The conscious music was our dance. I'm like, sometimes I be feeling weird if they got these songs that's too hype, and the girls be grinding out hard, and they be hyped to it, and I be feeling awake, and I'm like, that song ain't the business. I know a song that's the business. I'm like, that song is good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. But I know some songs where, trust me, it was musical food.
Right. Yeah.
When I first started going to the dance hall, the song said, big up yourself if you got your keys to your own house. You got your keys to your, big up yourself if you know you look good. Not that, you know, the girl got your shoes on, tell her to go away, all this stuff.
It's like, wow.
I don't know that.
We don't know that era of, would them take the music to try socialize people to act a certain way. So
right.
now I said, so
and
now,
it did just that.
So, you know, we see certain artists come in and the music is being used to stray people away from their culture, in other words, and have them more acclimated to a different culture. So that means that from you to do that, them can give you certain things to eat differently from your culture, give you certain things to drink differently from your culture, and then after that come in, you're susceptible to all kind of disease and illness because you're not eating from your table anymore. You're not even, you know, dancing to your own beat anymore.
It's a hard walk though, because if you see other people eating food and you know, doing good with that sound, you might want to gravitate over because of course you want to eat too. Just like how we lost, what's his name? Oh my God. He was a Rasta and he cut his lines talking about Rasta wasn't making no music.
Oh, Wayne Marshall?
No, oh my God. He sang a couple of my songs too. Slipped my mind, Lord have mercy. But anyway, he was Rasta. And, dang, what is his name? Oh my God. Can't even remember, but he was a bobo. He cut his hair. He said that he wasn't making no music.
Oh, you talking about Natural Black.
Natural Black, Lord have mercy. I love that man's voice and his energy. When he first came though, when he was out there, oh my God, and the energy of his voice, if you didn't like culture music, the way he came out when he sung his song would make you go there. But the songs wasn't matching his pocket.
No money.
Pure good songs, okay? I seen him on one show trying to perform it, you know, his hair was cut and the energy, just because he abandoned it. Look, if you change, you change, but the vocally, don't say things about your stuff like that. Because even as you as an artist, there's people who got faith in certain things by listening to your music. So when you go and you say something so negative about your music, it takes people. That's how powerful the music is, you know what I mean? So when you go try to sing that song, that belief that you had in it before, I can't take you. Like if you just did something different. Yeah. You did something different, go do something different, but you go and do something different and down all your stuff, man.
Say music wasn't getting enough money for you. Let me find never sing your music called power for giving gang money, but then give you music to uplift people.
Right.
And now you're uplifting the people, you're gonna get enough money. So you have to more time you have to be able to ride the ride and endure, you know?
Endure. Because now, look, you know, I don't know what's going on now, but he could have just still been he could have been a sizzler from he was from where he's from? Guyana. He could be a sizzler from where he's from and still be holding it.
Just like you see Pressure Bus Pipe doing you up holding the button for VR, you know?
You know what I'm saying?
We didn't stop.
And he got a big voice.
He got a big voice, he got a big following and a big career for that reason.
A balance, you know? That shit hurt me. I'm going to cuss y'all. This is the Music Link Lady B. I'm here with Ancient Rootsman, you guys. We out of Los Angeles. And we just going in, chopping it up, link. Give me a bless, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Give it to up yourself.
You know what I'm saying? So, now, okay, we focus on the hands up, and the whole world's crying out. Those are your tunes that we're riding with right now, right?
Right now, I'm going to push them right now because I feel the whole world is crying out, and just for the signs of the time, hands up is a good global awareness tool right now for the Black nation, you know? Brown nation, and let people still about. Just, you know, it's time.
Are we good on the music thing, or should we share one more before we roll out?
You can share
Would you think? Okay. We're going to share one more tune from Rootsman, you guys. So if you see him, big him up. We'll give you a little insight on him so you have some understanding about the man and how he stay and what's going on, where his focus is at, and what he's about. If you don't see him in certain places, you understand that that's just not how you stay. You feel me? And a happy birthday to you. Happy Earth Strong is coming. I ain't going to see you that day probably. But, you know, it's Sunday coming. You guys see Rootsman, y'all held him up and tell him Happy Earth Strong because it'll be his birthday Sunday, this Sunday. If you see him at the park, big him up. So we're going to hear one more song from him, okay? You guys hold on.
I have an opening for you.
It's open.
It's open. Go to
We had 11.
play it on me.
We played 11 already, so what?
Next one.
Yeah, yeah. Standing in up in yeah.
Yeah, just give them a little piece of Bob Marley. No. Let me get them an instrumental because I have lyrics, man. I don't want to sing over my lyrics. Get them. I think track 5. I think it's track 5 if I'm not mistaken. If it's not 5, then it's the next one. Yeah, that's it. Can we do it? Yeah, we must do it still, you know. This one still will dedicated to the right honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey still, you know. Long live Messiah Marcus Garvey. Long live Marcus Garvey. Long live Marcus Garvey. Hope you might erase that of what you told me. Long live Marcus Garvey. Long live Messiah Marcus Garvey. Long live Marcus Garvey. Hope you might erase that of what you told me. I stand up for something or fall for anything. You look to the east in the crowning of the king. The red, black and green and the colors of the skin. Ryan and military when you know the money. Chadin Marcus Garvey and the Richard. Say no, not a tree. Chad now when they say in the blessivity melanin. To the people them stop bleaching your black skin. I shock a lightning burn you with the engine boom. Long live Messiah Marcus Garvey. Long live Marcus Garvey. Long live Marcus Garvey. Hope you might erase a lot of what you've done me. Instead of something or fall for anything, just look to the history in the crowning of the king. The red, black and green are the colors of the skin. Ryan and the little when you know the man named Charlie Marcus Garvey at a bit and no one at a chief. John now when they say when they bless you with the melanin. So the people them stop bleaching your black skin. I shock a lightning but you with the nation too. Long live Messiah Marcus Garvey. Long live Marcus Garvey. Long live Marcus Garvey. Hope you might erase a lot of what him told me. To the practice philosophy, yes, you know why you cling. He rise down and come make the chant and sing. Hey, look for the man, you know, say yes, in the world win. The bullets sword upon him side and ting. Black Star Line 7913. Miles of ships upon you know the ocean sailing. Repatriation tell them what a highly for sing. Unity, you know this shit. That's a not joke thing. Boom. Marcus Garvey. Long live Messiah Marcus Garvey. Long live Marcus Garvey. Hope you're right to race. You think of that alone? Hands up, don't shoot the get a youth a revolute my drum. Alright, the get all salute. Hands up, don't shoot the get a youth a revolute. Judgment and justice in a way must execute. Militant, you know me and bitch at the punish and police brutal, they think you know say yes it a face up. Righteousness it come me say to counteract the whole of wicked Babylon them genocidal pat but them out. I sat my prop, stop keep they get a you them over herb stop. I hear them running up them chop, but no action fit back. But them man they get a you them right down the clock. You will love humanity, you not stray the flag. My bone you see you giving me see it gunshot. Systematical annihilation of the black. Now tell me what kind of justice is that? Holy Manuelize, last year, Rastafari, blazing fire, burning fire still, you know.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Lady B.
Incient Rootsman today, you know, cutting and clearing.
The music link, you guys.
Yeah, man, give thanks Lady B for yourself still. Large every time still. Doing the work.
Thank you.
Work.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Big up yourselves, Junior. You done know. So look out for the next music link. General Jamaica, I believe. Bless up you guys, and I'll see you guys later. The music link.
Rastafari.